It was still daytime. Yeah. Okay.
Need you now before we're too far gone.
There I am. I didn't have myself on screen yet, and I think I got my sound working. Not real sure yet. I haven't got the go to from Ope. I just got it without even saying it. Good evening, everybody. It is 47 degrees clear here. Why do I do that? Just because. Um, Hope everybody's feeling all right after Thanksgiving. Tonight we're going to be doing our Darrell Brooks interrogation that right after he got caught, and I find the interrogation. I don't even know if it's an interrogation. It doesn't seem like any interrogation I've ever seen. Um, but it's a very intriguing interrogation to me because well, for one, it's not like anything I've ever seen, and two, um just the way that he answers their questions. So we'll be stopping along the way to address that. But in the meantime, let's get started. I'm putting him on the screen.
It was still daytime.
It was still daytime?
Yes.
Okay. Were there still a lot of people out?
It was still people out.
Okay.
It was still people out. Not a lot in that area. By the park, it was a lot of people out.
Okay.
Like I said, it looked like something was, I don't know what the hell. But it was a lot of people out. And it was, like I said, it was people, it was older couples walking down the street. It was younger people walking down the street.
It looked like an event or something was going on?
Now, I've said from the beginning, Darrell was not familiar with this area, and he had been at the park with the girl that he had met there. That he got in a tiff with her, and how he got even into the park area was because he basically ran away from an argument with her, and he was angry with her, and that is how he got to going that way. And there was no way he could turn there. You couldn't turn right or left. Well, he could turn only one way. Let me rephrase that. And it just so happened the only way that he could turn with the road that he went down happened to put him on the parade uh line. And so when he's describing all this activity, that I really don't think that he knew a parade was going on. I think he just knew there was a lot of activity, like he's explaining, because he wasn't like someone that was going to the parade. He was someone that got in an argument with a girlfriend um, on a on an area where the city park was, and that was a block or two from it. And he was in a vehicle chasing after her and doing all kinds of crazy things involving her, having nothing to do with the parade scene at all. So let's pay close attention to what he is saying in regards to that.
Going on?
I don't know, but it kind of seemed like it was a lot, like it was something going on to where it was vibrant, because there was a lot of people everywhere.
Walking
everywhere,
up and down the street.
Everywhere. It's people, 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 people. That's why I'm saying, like, if I got into a fight with her right there, it would be impossible for somebody to not be like, hey, this guy's fighting this chick or whatever the case may be. Like, how could somebody not see something?
How long was it between leaving Stephanie's and those cops yelling at you at the door of that guy's house.
Was it dark when they yelled at you?
Yeah, by the time they came, it was dark.
Okay.
But we had been sitting out there. We had been sitting out there for a minute, me and the guy. We was sitting right there on the porch. We was just sitting there.
Define how long, estimate.
Maybe 20, 30 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Now, this is when he's talking about the guy's house at the inn after everything has happened, that he'd been there about 30 minutes before the cops showed up. Darrell knows exactly what he did, but he's not going to give himself away. He thinks his time being at the guy's house makes it nowhere where you can put him in relation to that. I don't think he knew they had pictures of him at this time, but he is not going to give them anything that they don't tell him he has first. Very much. I mean, I don't think he's that smart. I just think he's smart enough not to tell before it's time. Many criminals are that way in interrogations. That's not uncommon.
It wasn't long, but it was long enough for like, 'cause like I said, he let me use his phone. We sat on the porch. We were sitting right there, just like this, just sitting on the porch. While I called me an Uber. I called the Uber. I said, look, man, I let him know. I said, look, I ain't trying to rob you or nothing like that. Because when I knocked on the door, he kind of was like, whoa. I'm like, look, I don't got no weapons. I'm not trying to break in your house. I'm not trying to rob you. Nothing like that, dog. I just need to call an Uber. That's it. I'm not, he was just like, okay. I'll come out. Boom. I need an Uber to, what's your address? He told me the address. And we was just sitting there waiting. That's how I was gonna get back home. I told him, I said, I got the money on my card. I'm not asking you for no money. I just need to use your phone. That's it. That was it. That was all. And then from there, we sat on the porch and just shot the shit out.
I'm saying, you told me last night he was cool with that. Like, he wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't
being weird. He was just like, oh yeah, I'll help you out.
Yeah, we just sat there on the porch.
Right.
And he did ask me, he said, do you need a jacket? I said, no, I'm straight. Like, I'll be home as soon as the Uber come. I know it's probably gonna cost me probably like $40 to get from me. I'm guessing. I don't know, but probably. But I had enough on my card to where I knew I can get home, and that was the main thing. I'm like, I'm just going home. She can keep the money or whatever. I didn't even try to contact her further. I just was like, I'm gone. I'm calling this Uber and I'm going home. That's it.
Let me ask you this, Darrell. So you weren't out in Waukesha Saturday, just Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nothing physical yesterday. Like I told you, you're a part in the investigation. There's a lot of parts, right? To the investigation. There's people we talk. Well, this domestic abuse thing I'm telling you about, right? Okay.
So wait.
Hold on. Let me
okay.
go.
I'm sorry. I just had a question, but
you talked about being a religious man, right?
I can do better. I can definitely do better.
We all could.
I'm not.
We all could.
No,
That's why.
Yesterday was a mistake. I should have just freaking watched the game and just fucking went home.
Right.
Because.
And that's the thing. What do they teach us in Christianity, Darrell? That they teach us that we're broken, right? We're sinners. Even when we're born sinners. We're broken. That's why
Psalm
we're
51,
so
17.
thankful for God's grace and forgiveness, right? When we ask for it, even though we don't deserve it, but when we ask for it, He gives it. All right, you're a father. You got 3 children. 18, 14, and 7.
Yes, sir.
Now, the real important part is Darrell thinks he's in here because of the incident with the girl. He thinks he's there for domestic violence. He knows that he drove through the thing, but they're not approaching him about that as of yet or even bringing it up really. He thinks he's in there for domestic violence with the girl, which is why he said he wasn't thinking about the money anymore because the girl owed him money, and that's why he went out in the first place. She called him to come get the money. That's why he says he should have just went home and watched the game and stayed there. He was at a friend's house watching the game with some friends before he went out to the girl. And I think when he said he was going to get an Uber and he had like $40 or whatever, he was going to go back to the town that he lived in, which is much further away. So right now, in his mind, he's there for the domestic violence, and we'll just have to wait to see how they tie this in to bringing up the incident of him driving through the parade to him, and see how it goes. We know he is religious. He just quoted Psalms when they brought up religion. So religion is a part of him from the beginning.
All right, you got a mama that raised you well, and a God you believe in.
Absolutely.
All right, and all of them are. Here's the thing they'll all want is to tell that you're telling the absolute whole truth and nothing but the truth, right?
Absolutely.
So help you God, right?
Absolutely.
Sound familiar? We've all heard that, right? And I just have concerns if I fact check that Darrell's not telling me the truth. You don't have a car, so Marcus had to bring you out. You don't own a car, your mom doesn't own a car, right? So Marcus had to bring you out. So why did we find you with a car key in your pocket?
It wasn't in my pocket. I don't even know where they said that was laying on the ground.
That's yours.
Yeah. It should have been by my ID.
Yeah, it's yours. It's your car key, okay? Because it goes to a Ford Escape in your mom's name covered in Waukesha. Okay. Listen, Darrell. I'm trying to be as open and honest with you as I can be. You know, I'm Christian too, and believe me, I'm not perfect. And neither are you. And I'm not calling you a terrible man. I'm not saying you were out yesterday hunting and just let me finish. But you did not walk to that house. You did not walk to that house. You did not come here in a tan Kia. You didn't.
And who?
You did not come out here in a tan Kia. Okay? You've got a key in your pocket to a car in your mom's name. Okay? And that key works for that car. For the love of God, Marcus. For yourself, for your family. You know what happened yesterday. For the people. Tell me what happened.
With what?
With the car.
What am I being
With your mom's car. You were driving goofy, people called you in, you drove out of there in your mom's car, the red car, you're driving a little silly, probably because you're pissed. You met up with Erica in the car at the park. Now initially I believe you told us the gas station, do I have that right? And then you changed it to the park. So that's an
No, I said the house was by the gas station. When you said what was by.
You said you went and it was by a gas station, that's where you met her.
No. I said I met her at the park.
Okay.
At a creek. I did say that.
You met her at the park in your mom's car. A red Ford Escape. She got in, you talked, and what you're telling me seems pretty consistent, that there was nothing physical between the two of you.
No.
But you met her in the car.
I didn't put my hands on her or nothing.
But you met her in the car.
What's going on, man?
Asking you a question. You were out there
just tell
driving
me
kind of
what's
crazy.
going on,
Some
man.
people said you were driving kind of crazy. We got reports of it. You got the key, you got the car. Did you take the car, or did your mom give you the car? I know you know what car I'm talking about.
I just want to know. So
Some people
Now,
reported,
listen,
you had all those
okay,
people
no,
out
no,
there,
no,
they
no,
reported that
no.
car driving a bit erratic.
I know what you're saying. All I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. We all been straight up with each other. You knew it was more to what you was asking me yesterday.
Didn't know
That
for
would
sure.
explain the FBI and all that, right?
They're not here today. So if it's that big a deal, you don't see them here today.
Come on, Kurt. Hey, we been.
You guys met in the car in the park.
We been cool,
Yeah, that's all.
man, the whole time. If I did something
Yeah.
wrong,
That's why they were
serious-
here. But do you see them here today? They're not here today.
Yeah, but y'all lied to me, man. You made it seem like they just come for no reason.
Well, here's the thing, Darrell.
And I'm like, what
Hey,
if it's
Listen to
that?
me for a minute.
I apologize.
I can give you a clean slate
I
here.
apologize.
Because you have lied to us as well. Because you came out here in the red Ford Escape. Okay, that is what you came out here in. You had the key. Alright? So, what I want to do is try to give us all a chance to reset. Understand what I'm saying? Start over. Because you're not giving us an accurate story. You didn't ride out with Marcus in a tan car. You said your mom doesn't have a car. I've just told you we've disproven that. All right? I don't know what kind of woman she is. I don't know what you all been through. But you were seen in the car driving kind of acting a fool. Okay? In basically the same area that you've already been able to describe to me. I'm just trying to figure out how and why it happened. What made you tear out of there? What made you so mad where you're like, fuck it, and you raced on out of there? And then people call, man, this guy's he's driving around here kind of fast.
All I want to know, like I said, y'all been cool with me. Am I charged with anything? That's all I want to know. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Right now,
Listen. I was
you were driving a bit
so
reckless.
listen.
Might
I
be an
was so,
OWI.
no, listen. No, I don't drink.
You
That
said you had a couple cold ones during the game.
No, yeah, but I'm saying the hard alcohol
Okay.
is not my thing. I was not drunk.
He really the FBI haven't gotten him where they want him to admit the whole thing. I mean, the interview is broken up into 4 or 5 things. And to be honest with you, he never does get into the whole detail like people want him to. He kind of just leads them along to let them tell him what happened. He just now has admitted, that he wants them to tell him what exactly they have him in there for. And he knows what he's in there for, but he really does believe in the first part that he is there for domestic violence. I'm trying to see if I can find the other part with him, but there's just so many parts of the parade route that they talk in. But the point of it is that he believes the whole time that he's in there for her, and he finally they get him to say, or they get him to realize that he's there for the parade. And then he thinks they've been playing him the whole time. Now, that has a lot to do with his demeanor when he goes into the courtroom, because he thinks, from the beginning, they tried to trick him. Um, and that's a big thing with him, uh, the trickery. He thinks it's trickery against him, uh, instead of being straight up with him. That seems to be a part of his personality when he talks, even in the interrogation, also in the courtroom, straight up. If you know what I'm talking about, if you understand street talk, I guess. Street talk is Darrell wants you to be straight up with him. He doesn't want you to give him a lot of around the way kind of talk. And if you be straight up with him, he gives you the impression that he'll be straight up with you. Is that true? We don't know that, but that is the impression that he gives, and that is the something that he has respect for. Um, so I will be back again for us to go forward to, maybe I can find some more on this interrogation deeper, but we shall see. I will see y'all next time as we go further into Darrell. And please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And I thank you for coming here. And you guys have a great night and a blessed day.